Hey everybody, back here with Dr. Whiting, and I just wanted to bring you a short video about the best trace minerals. We have been getting a lot of new customers that are vegans and vegetarians. And whether you agree with that lifestyle or not, I was wondering personally why so many vegans and vegetarians are now finding our best trace minerals, our colloidal minerals. Well, first of all, they're pure. They're plant-based. There's no additives, flavors, colors, or anything. It's just the pure micro trace minerals. They are one of the most nutrient deficient in the body, and they have been missing from our soils and our farmland for nearly over 100 years. Modern farming for the last 70 years has relied on what is known as NPK, fertilization. And NPK replaces only 3 minerals: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. The microtrace elements, of which there are at least 60, have never been replaced in our soil. So I was wondering how vegans and vegetarians are becoming so educated about this kind of thing. So I brought along my friend Dr. Whiting here to tell you a little bit about why that has happened and why vegans and vegetarians love our best trace minerals so much.
Well, first of all, they're plant-based.
Yeah,
that means they come from plant sources. So obviously, that's right in their wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But the reason why we source these minerals from plants is because they are virtually non-toxic.
And they're prehistoric plants.
Well, yeah, they're from deposits that are millions of years old when the soil was so rich in these nutrients,
yeah,
that a drop contains more than a whole field full today.
Wow.
And that source is yields a very astringent, pure trace mineral complex. And it contains anywhere between 52 and 62 microtrace elements. They are there in very small amounts because most of them are needed in the body in very small amounts. And what people don't realize is that nutrition, nutrients, are essentially a row of dominoes. And it begins, the line begins with these trace minerals. Because without the trace minerals, the vitamins can't properly form in the body. They cannot be utilized. The vast majority of the functions of vitamins require trace elements for their action or activity. So when you're taking a vitamin pill that has high potency and you're deficient in the trace elements, those vitamins can only do a portion of their job because they need those trace minerals, which we call catalysts, to start the ball rolling. So this is why we came up with our full spectrum products. We have a full spectrum multivitamin mineral. We have a full spectrum trace mineral product, which is what we're basically talking about today. Because fragmenting nutrition, taking 1 or 2 of this and 1 or 2 of that, can oftentimes create more problems than they solve.
Yeah, and so decades of farming have depleted virtually all these trace minerals severely from our soil. So really the only way to get them is through supplementation like a best trace mineral.
Yeah, basically. I mean, unless you're going to raise your own vegetation in your own backyard and you know what you put in the soil. But you see, when you every time you plant something on a farmland soil, it draws the minerals and nutrients out for its own growth.
Yeah.
Well, you do that 3 or 4 times a year for 70 years and you don't put anything back, guess what you got left? Darn near nothing.
Yeah.
Theoretically, it's possible, but you'd have to be a gardener, you'd have to have space, you'd have to refertilize your soil with full spectrum minerals. It's a whole lot easier just to take a supplement.
And so this is kind of why almost everyone notices a significant benefit after replacing the minerals.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why people.
Yeah.
That's why people have such great feedback.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because what happens is one of the things they're going to experience is increased energy, because again,
And well-being.
These trace minerals are catalysts, so they're going to get increased energy. They're going to feel better. They're just going to have a sense of grounding, because those trace elements are allowing the chemical processes necessary for optimal wellness to take place effectively.
So great. And the benefit to accelerated healing for athletes too is just, well, that's for a whole nother video, but it's just such a great product. And I'm so happy that vegans and vegetarians are catching on, because often they are deficient in just like everyone else in these minerals, but they're even a little bit more because of their limited diet. So best trace minerals from Phoenix Nutritionals. That's pure, no additive formula that you can use for daily use. Thank you so much, Dr. Whiting.
Pleasure.